That was so lame. I was almost done solving my Rubik's Cube, and my phone died. I cannot believe that happened. I lost all 3 people who were watching my live stream. Can't take this shit. Alright, we got 1 person back in. I don't know who it is. Back in? Are they a new viewer? I don't know. W. Smith, you're back. Back at it. Yeah, my phone died. I had to switch to my laptop. My work laptop. I feel bad. Taylor was really into it. And where is she? Where's Taylor? Taylor, are you here? We have 3 viewers. Rootfish. Hello. Taylor, if you're out there, please. Ugh. Anyway, okay, I guess I'll sadly finish my Rubik's Cube now. Howdy, Rootfish. Did I say I'll finish my Rootfish? I'll finish my Rubik's now. My Rubik's Cube. Okay, we had gotten all the way to the point where we had matched these colors, right? We had matched these colors. Now we have to get the final 2 pieces into position, okay? So, again, I'm not gonna go through like the exact movements I'm making. My point here is to demystify the Rubik's Cube because frankly, it's not magical. Any dumbass can figure out how to do this. Like, it's kind of hard to do, I guess, but there, boom. See that? I'm a genius, you know. And so it's still mystical for me. Well, believe you me, it is actually just a series of steps. I always wanted to learn how to do it, and then at the beginning of the COVID pandemic, I was like, well, fuck it. It's literally a children's puzzle. I can figure out how to do this. This is the view that people at my job get of me. I'm back. Taylor, you missed it. Baby, I solved it. I solved the rest of it. My phone died. That was so stupid. Well, I'm back to talk to people because I had a bad night tonight. I was very sad, and I'm snapping myself out of it. And I saw on Tumblr that I'm allowed to go live, but I had like 8 people in my live, but they couldn't chat. So I want to talk to you guys. I want people to chat to. I have real people in my life. Don't even think that I don't. But you know, I think it's nice to talk to the audience too. So what's going on? What you guys got going on today? Is there anything exciting happening in your lives? You got Christmas plans? How's work? How's things? How's your health? How's your family? What's going on? I would love to hear it. Me, I'm doing great. Just kidding, I had therapy today. Tomorrow's video is going to be a doozy. I've already decided on a title. My body dysmorphia is ruining my life. See this? This is how I look at work. I have to wear this nerd headset in order to talk to people. W. Smith, I work at a poke restaurant near a mall, and we've been getting a lot of holiday shoppers, so good tips, but annoying customers. Oh man, I can't imagine working a customer-facing job right now. I'm literally praying for you, W. Smith. What's a poke restaurant? What is that? I've seen Amberlynn Reed eating poke bowls? Pokey? Is it pokey like Pokemon, or is it like poke? Taylor, where'd my message go? I don't know. I hope that nothing is being held for review. I think that in the past it's alerted me when something was being held for review. Try not to use swears. Taylor, lol, I got straight A's this semester, my first semester of grad school. Taylor, that is fucking awesome. And I'm really happy for you. That's such a great feeling. And you're in grad school, Jesus. What are you studying? How shocked were you? I mean, what kind of classes are you taking? That's awesome. W. Smith, poke, like poke, okay. It's Hawaiian sushi bowls, essentially. Ooh, so sushi bowls? I don't know about that. Hawaiian sushi bowls. Hawaiian, yes. Sushi, I don't know. I don't eat anything that comes out of the water. It's just an idiosyncrasy of mine. I don't eat fish. I don't eat seaweed, shrimp, lobster, nothing. It all in my mind is just like, get that. Taylor, thank you. I was shocked. I study clinical behavioral psychology. Never had a poke bowl. Gotta try. I study clinical behavioral psychology. So does that mean clinical behavioral psychology, like clinical, like in a clinic, behavioral psychology? Like, are you studying to be a therapist, a psychologist? What is that? What kind of career path is that? W. Smith, we've got chicken too, don't worry. Okay, I would 100% go for some Hawaiian chicken bowls. That sounds amazing. Hello, Gumby. It is very nice to see you. We're talking about, I asked, how are you guys doing? I spent all day on my videos talking about myself, telling you about me. You tell me something about you. My hot chocolate is almost gone. I might have to go make more. You guys, it's been snowing for 4 fucking days here. We got like 5 inches of snow today and like 5 inches yesterday, and we're gonna get like 9 inches tomorrow. See? Taylor, I can get licensed as a behavior analyst and or a limited licensed psychologist with my degree. Behavior analyst. Like, what would a behavior like in prison, or what would working as a behavior analyst look like? Don't tell me marketing. Taylor, Michigan is getting slammed tomorrow night and Friday. Ugh. I've heard it's gonna be crazy over on the East Coast. Like, we're used to crazy snow, blizzard, whatever in Minnesota. Like, it's literally gonna be negative 34 degrees on Friday when I'm supposed to go to my family Christmas. Negative 34. But yeah, even I don't know. I've heard some crazy things coming out of like Pennsylvania, Michigan, that sort of thing. Which California raisin is your favorite? That is an excellent question. Let me go grab him. There's a lot to choose from. No. This one. I've chosen some that are my favorites. I do have a whole favorite though. Okay. So let's do some runner-ups first, all right? Let's do some runner-ups first. This one. I really enjoy the expression on his face. You know, he's like he's not enthusiastic. He's just very chilled. Then we have this guy, the singing raisin. I don't know why I like this one. I just do. This one. Now here we've got. Love his heavy lidded stare. Yeah. This one we've got a cool guy raisin right here. He's got the boom box. He's like doing a very 80s thing. Like this is like pure 80s for me. This one is another favorite, but my absolute favorite raisin is definitely saxophone raisin. And the reason is this is oh the reason is okay, when I was a little girl, we had I had California raisins. And I'm talking this was in preschool. So I'm talking like 1991, 1990, 1991, something like that. And this was my favorite raisin that I had. And one day we had a garage sale and my mom sold my favorite California raisin. And I was just devastated. And I was so upset. I'm sure she didn't know that I was so emotionally attached to this raisin. But like I was so heartbroken. She sold my raisin. And so last year for Christmas, I had told my sisters this because they didn't know about the horror of the raisins. And last year, my sister bought me an entire set of California raisins, including the actual raisin that I loved so much. Because I played the saxophone too. It was a fake saxophone. Because I was like, 4, but yeah, awful. But yeah, so this is but I got him back. I got him back. Don't worry. Let's see here. Okay, I'm a little bit behind in the chat. Taylor, you said lots of behavior analysts work with autistic folks. Oh, that's interesting. I've been wondering if I should learn more about autism myself. I was evaluated for autism and they said absolutely not, you're not autistic. But then I got evaluated for ADHD and they were like, holy fuck, you have so much ADHD. And I know there's a lot of crossover and I know that I do have some autistic traits, but yeah, but that's a really cool business to get into. That's nice. W. Smith, I feel like a baby. It's like 30 degrees in South Carolina and I'm complaining about the cold. Yeah. It's like -10 right now here. And it's December. You expect this shit in like January, February, but it's literally the second month of winter here and we're already doing this. Holy shit. Taylor, those leggings though. Thank you. These are my favorite leggings. They're out of season at the moment. You can see they actually have pumpkins on them. But one thing I like is that they come all the way up, like past my belly button. So, yeah. I used to go to the gym in these. Love his heavy lidded stare. Oh, I'm assuming you're talking about one of the raisins. I think probably this one. Hi, FL. Welcome to the chat. Thanks, guys. Yeah, I have other stuff up there too. That's my little corner where I keep all of my toys. So aside from the raisins, I have some other things too. Okay. This, I don't even know if you're going to be able to see this through the viewfinder. I don't know. Let's check it out. This is one of those picture things, right? So when you look through it, that is a picture of my parents, actually. They're both younger than I am in this photo. And this was taken before I was born at a amusement park called Valley Fair which is like a small Six Flags kind of thing we've got going on here in Minnesota. And before you say aw, both of these assholes. Let's see, my dad is dead. My mom is crazy, and I keep this for sentimental reasons, but maybe not as happy reasons as you think. Okay. Anyway, then I have a spaceship. I have a rocket ship. And I actually got this in an earlier, this is so funny, in an earlier video of mine the video is called Galaxy Bath, which is one of my more popular videos. I think it has over 1,000 views actually, and this was inside of a bath bomb, and I just thought it was rad, so I kept it. Then I have a fortune-telling dice. Is that reversed for you? I think I have my mirroring on, but I don't know if that's coming through. But it says like yes, no, cannot predict now, that sort of stuff. And it's like a magic 8-ball basically. Then the next two, it's not reversed for you? Great. The next two are both from my niece. So this one is Pillow Cat, who is from a television show called Gabby's Dollhouse. My niece is crazy for this show. She's got the dollhouse, she's got all of the little cats and Gabby's, and there's a car named Carlita, and she always wants me to play with these cats when I go over to her house. And she has 2 of these, so she gave me one to keep at my house. She's very interested in where I live and visiting where I live. She's only been here 3 times in her entire life, but my house is this like place of wonder for her where she wants to send things over. And then this is, I think I actually showed this in a video. This is a chewed up grandma doll, Fisher Price. And I'm pretty sure that this chew marks were made in about 1993 maybe by my long dead childhood dog, Harry. So those are my toys. I also have I know that there's a real name for this. It's like a Nazar or something like this. It's a evil eye protector. And this fell off of my keychain, but I actually bought this in Corfu, Greece, which is an island I went to this summer. Hamsa or Hand of Fatima. No. Okay, yeah, Harry. Harry was a sweet guy. That's the hand I'm wrong. Oh yeah, okay. I know the hand you're talking about. The evil eye. It protects from the evil eye. It's not the evil eye itself. The evil eye is what you want to avoid. Yeah, Taylor, Harry was a traumatized little Yorkshire Terrier. I won't go into it, but like me and my 2 sisters when I was a kid, we were, it was a little Yorkie, and we would try and give him baths and like hang him off stuff, like not by the neck, but like, oh, we put him on the bed like this, and can he get up, and like that sort of thing. We were feral children, okay? And Harry did not like us at all. But then, like after my dad's 35th birthday party, whoa, he was 35. Ooh, I'm 35 now. Ooh. After my dad's 35th birthday party, there was a truck came to deliver Harry's new kennel, and it ran Harry over. Harry died from getting run over by the truck delivering his new kennel. Poor guy. Poor little dog. He really deserved better in this life. Oh no. Yeah. I remember I was like, my dad was out in the woods digging a hole, and somebody called on the phone. It was his friend, and he was like, Hey Lindy, is your dad there? And I was like, no, he's digging a hole. That's not even the most tragic Yorkie death in my family. No, no. After my parents got divorced, my dad got a teacup Yorkshire Terrier. It was like this big. His name was Spike. Okay. And he was so small that my dad would put him in his pocket and go to movies with him. Take the dog into the movie theater. And so my dad died, but like Spike was still around with my stepmom, and Spike, he had a troubled childhood and stuff. And Spike thought that he was a very big dog. And so one day he tried to there was a deer in the yard, and Spike, bless his heart, he tried to fight the deer. He was this big. He tried to fight the deer, and oh, he got crushed to death. Oh, that deer trampled him. That has just got to be like the most small dog death of all time. Tried to fight an animal literally 50, 60, 100 times his size. Hi, E-Primify. That's how I say your name in my head. I don't know if that's how you actually say it. Yeah, no, FL, it's funny. It is funny. And that was, oh God, that was almost 20 years ago. Yeah, yeah. It'll be 20 years next year, which is very close, 2023. Thank you guys for keeping me company. I was like very sad tonight. And as I said earlier, my video tomorrow is gonna be a mess. I finally subbed to your OF last week, and I want to thank you for your content. It is amazing and so worth it. Oh my God, can people even still sub to my OnlyFans? I think I'm in love with you now. Well, thank you. Yeah, it is definitely explicit. Yeah, I keep getting notices from OnlyFans like posting a reminder, you haven't posted in 90 days, blah blah blah. And I think they're actually withholding money from me right now because I like don't post anymore. But it's like I've been dealing with such intense like body dysmorphic issues that like and as I've been talking about in my videos, I just have never felt less sexy in my entire life. So like I know it's money and stuff, but I just can't bring myself to do it right now. Oh, oh, E-Primify, don't be a puss. What was that message? I saw something about a badge. Taylor, what are you sad about? I talked about if you see Lindy's badge, you're gonna have a good time. Thank you. And you know what? It was something that I was real uh um scared about people seeing for a long time. And it's definitely, I mean, I think it's the hairiest badge I've ever seen. I do not shave. Um, what are you sad about? I was sad about my body dysmorphia. I had therapy today, and I talked in detail about some of the negative beliefs I have about my appearance, and like it's so much worse than I've ever let on. Like I think that I don't look like a person. Like I told my therapist today that like I feel like when I'm standing next to other people that I look like Andre the Giant, or that lady who had so much plastic surgery that she looks like a lion. Like I feel that level of bizarre looking. And like in a way that I feel like if anyone who sees me will have an immediate and strong disgust reaction. Um, and it's and I know obviously from experience that like that's not true. I have slept with a lot of really good looking people even. and that I don't get treated like I look like a freak of nature. But you know, it's hard though because it's not rational. Like I'm mentally ill. This is just what my brain is telling me inside of my head, and it's really hard um, because I know that some of it is a distortion, right? And sometimes I can tell it's a distortion, but sometimes I really don't know what's real. I can't tell if those fears are real or not. And I spent a really, really large part of my life um, just believing that they were real. That's why I didn't talk to anyone about it. I was just ashamed. I didn't want to bring it up to anybody. Why would I bring it up and embarrass myself? You know, because everybody can see it, right? E-primify. No, the hairiest badge I've ever seen was Antifa Girl Rose. Okay, well, I've never heard of Antifa. Antifa? Antifa. I always say Antifa, but it's Antifa, right? Antifa Girl Rose. W. Smith, you mentioned in a video recently the feelings about like feeling monstrous and everything, and I felt that a lot. I used to specifically think I looked like the deformed guy from the Goonies. You get it. You get it. Yes. hmm You know, you know who else I used to think I looked like? Mac Tonight from the McDonald's Moon guy. I used to worry so much that was what I looked like. See, E-primify. We're all mentally ill. That's why we sub to you. Um, thank you, thank you. I mean, I know that a good portion of my audience is people who struggle with mental health issues, and I think that's awesome. Um, I try and be a good example, but like I also think that I'm just like a real example of what living with mental illness looks like, and that's fine too. It's not glamorous, it's not cute, uh, and it's not just constantly being suicidal either. You know, for me anyway. Crime fight. Oh my God, that's me all the time though. I'm sorry that you have to experience that. It sucks. Taylor, um, have you tried CBT? Um, I have tried CBT. Yes. Currently, I am trying to learn DBT skills. I thought your question when I just glanced at it was like, have you tried CBD? And I was like, yes, yes, Taylor, I have. Let's see. Are you vlogging every day in December? Well, I'm doing Vlogmas, which supposedly is going to last up until Christmas. But I've thought about I don't know. I'm like really used to filming every day. I think that it's been helping me actually just to like have, to on a more intimate level, like explain my day-to-day process to people. Um, but yeah, I don't know. I think I'll continue doing this beyond. I have never put out 20 videos in 20 days before. I think Lindy smokes a lot of weed. You would be wrong. I actually, I have not smoked weed in officially 4 months. And I used to smoke, like one time, I smoked weed every day for 14 years. So that might be part of what you're picking up on. Okay. But then when I got sober from alcohol, I didn't smoke for a year. I was completely sober for my first year of sobriety. And then I like I kind of when I quit smoking, it was so hard that I was like, okay, I'm literally gonna like kill myself. I need to do something. And so I started smoking weed again, but yeah, I can't do it. It puts me right back in the same addiction cycle. It's like I overindulge. I have a panic attack. I think this isn't worth it. I throw it away. I swear I'm not going to do it anymore. 2 days later, I'm back buying more. And I was just wasting hundreds of dollars a month, always regretting it, always feeling like, no, this is the wrong decision for me. Why do I do this? Why can't I stop? Maybe I can moderate it this time, like just all like crazy making addiction bullshit. And I just had to stop. See, Vernon, oh my gosh, Vernon's practically my friend in real life now. I relate to the mental health topic so hard. Vernon, I'm sorry I haven't answered your message on Facebook. I see it there. I see it there in my inbox. I don't look at it, and I don't know why. I'm thinking about it, and I'll respond to you eventually. This is the price you pay for trying to know me in real life. Is that I'm gonna respond eventually. Let's see. E-Primify. Oh, CBT, not CBD. Yeah. Taylor, I deal with depression and anxiety every day. Zoloft and Xanax have been helping so much, though, and your videos. Oh, thank you, Taylor. That is very sweet of you. Yeah, Zoloft. My friend Michael just started Zoloft. And Xanax. Chef's kiss. I took 2 Xanax a couple hours ago, and it doesn't get you high. It just like physiologically calms you down when you're taking it at a therapeutic dose, which I am. I'm taking it at a doctor prescribed. Like, how people do like bars of Xanax? The dose I have is 1/8 of a bar. So when I take 2, that's like a quarter bar. It's totally therapeutic dose. I'm not getting high on it. FL, I'm on DBT therapy too for like 7 months, I think. Hey, congratulations. It's great that you're doing it formally. I'm just trying to learn out of a fucking book. And honestly, my ADHD, I cannot read this dry ass textbook. Congrats on the sobriety. Thank you. As of next week, I'm going to officially have 2.5 years off of alcohol. Wonderful. Would it help? Let's see here. E-Prime5. Would it help your mental well-being if I bought you a fuck machine and Nintendo Switch with Ring Fit Adventure? If you sent me the money to do that, I bet it would help my mental well-being. I'm just kidding. Don't do that. Don't do that. A fuck machine. Yeah, I am barely advanced enough to be able to use a dildo, honestly. Like, this is a whole fuck machine. I know a person in real life who just got away with posting a video of themselves to Facebook of them using a fuck machine. Oh man, this person is just the most outrageous. Let's see, Vernon Mahoney. I was so afraid I was like bothering you. As long as I know I'm not, I feel a lot better. You're not bothering me. No, I feel bad because I haven't responded to you. I'm not gonna post. It's not my video to post. No, I feel bad for not responding to you. Like, you guys are so nice, and like you seem like different from me culturally. Because I stalked the shit out of you. I stalked the shit out of you online, and you seem like you seem like cooler dressing than me. Like, you got all like your torn clothes and your chains and your neon shit, and you're like, I don't know, your house looks cooler than mine and stuff, and I don't know. I know that you're not that young, but you seem younger than me, and it's just, it's a lot. It's a lot to take in. Let's see. Grad school has been wrecking my brain. Post that video. I can't post that video. It's not my video to post. Taylor is a trooper. Barely scraped through with my bachelor's. You all did better than me. Shit. I dropped out of college twice. And by the time I wanted to go back in, I didn't have any money left. And so I had to put everything I owned in my sister's Yaris and drive back from Boston all the way to Minneapolis. And that's why I live in Minneapolis now. But then, when I was 28, I went back to school. So I have an associate's degree, but I'm like, I don't know, I'm one semester away from having my bachelor's. It's so stupid. I should just lie and say that I have it. Like, I was at school for writing, literature, and publishing. Like, literally, who was ever going to check that? Good luck. Why would you pay? Wow, can't beat that review. I'm putting that on my resume. Should. Thank you. I think it's so cute. Vernon, I told my therapist about you. Like, they said they were following me since 2015. Like, it's so flattering. And it's weird because it's like I've met people who have followed my blog before, but it's like never been like someone who contacted me. Like I've like literally met people who like on the street, but it's because people have like recognized me in public before, which is always fucking weird. One time it happened in front of a friend, which was cool. And luckily, every time that I've been recognized, it's either been a woman or a couple that has a woman in it. Because, like, I don't know, if a guy just approached me on the street, like by myself, I would be a little bit weirded out by that. But yeah, W. Smith. My friend never officially finished his degree, but he just says he finished because no one's going to check. My mom faked a PhD from in the early 2000s. Great. Why not? Honestly. Oh no, I just broke my string. I broke my string that held this together. Okay, I gotta be more careful with this shit. Thanks is helping me feel better too. Who needs a PhD in marketing anyway? Question. I bet with a PhD you can make a lot of money, right? I'll never have real children, but I can at least hold this cat like a baby. Oh, he's gonna flip upside down now. Let me check your collar, bud. Sometimes I just gotta check that because I have his collar so that my name and phone number are always facing inward, but sometimes I just want to double check. Deprimify. Here's how to help your mental health. Pop some PCP and lay down on your back and meditate. For the next few hours, experience your brain manifesting itself as you trip fucking balls. Well, I've heard some people say that psychedelic experiences, I don't know if PCP, isn't that just like meth? Isn't that just meth? Am I wrong? PCP, angel dust, isn't that just meth? But anyway, I've heard people say that they have psychedelic experiences and it helps with their mental illness. But unfortunately, what a lot of people don't realize about me is that I have done every drug or acid, your choice really. I have done 5 tabs of acid at once. I've done acid dozens of times. I've smoked crack, I've done heroin, I have done bath salts. I mean, like, I'm a really shrooms. I've done shrooms. I've done all the drugs, you know? And like for me, they have never helped my mental health. They've never helped my mental health. What the hell? Right? Yeah, no, what you don't I was like a hard drug user for a long time. It's like it didn't start with the alcoholism. Like I quit the hard shit, like the really hard shit, um, before I got sober. Like I was still occasionally using coke. Um, see, whoa, maybe that's why, because you're doing the hard stuff you're not supposed to do. Did the hard stuff. Did the hard stuff. Way in the past. Not my life anymore. I'm sober now. I get fucked up off a cup of coffee these days. Um, too late, E-Primify. It's too fucking late. Listen to what I'm saying. I don't do drugs anymore. I don't do drugs anymore. I think that the last time I smoked crack was probably, I want to say 2014, something like that. It was literally in an alley. Anyway, yeah, no, I'm really serious about being an addict. Luckily for me, I actually didn't get addicted to any hard drugs. Um, so, uh, which is weird because it's like I did cocaine like a lot, but I was never addicted to cocaine the same way I was addicted to alcohol. I think it's because it was just so expensive. I just didn't have access to it, you know? Um, Taylor, what were the bath salts like? Well, I was at a party and some some guy was like giving out key bumps basically and was like, hey, uh do you guys want to get fucked up? He was calling it like Israeli or something. Is it some designer drug? But it's like bath salts, And me and my friends were like, sure, we're garbage cans for drugs. Let's go ahead and do 3 or 4 key bumps each of these. So an hour later, I am running up a hill in a public park, stripping naked. I'm like fully topless in this public park. And then I'm like in the dirt. I'm like rolling around in the dirt. And then my 2 friends who were brothers are both like sitting there like rubbing me and stuff. And then we all took turns massaging each other, and I almost pulled my friend's hair out because it felt so good to both of us to be pulling hair, right? Um, and then we were like, I don't know, then we were like making out, and we just felt like it was the most euphoric experience of my life to this day. All the drugs I've done, nothing has ever been as pleasurable as bath salts. Like I see why people like cut their dicks off when they do this shit. Like for real. Everything feels amazing. And then when you finally come down 12 hours later, we experienced the worst come down depression any of us has ever experienced. It lasted 4 months. I'm not exaggerating. 4 months. Our brain chemistry was totally altered. Um, like we even like years later, we would say like that was a life-changing experience. That was a life-changing drug trip. Would never do it again. Do not do bath salts. Don't do it. It like I have never experienced depression like that in my entire life. It was like inescapable. And yeah, it was not worth it. That sounds, yeah, it sounds horrible. It was. It was. So don't ever do that. It's as bad as people say. Let's see. Who is messaging me on Facebook? Oh, I'm not even gonna deal with that. See, I'm pretty sure Lindy is the resident expert on what does and doesn't help your mind after having done laps around all of us. Oh, thank you. Thanks. Yeah, well, like I said, like I've said in my videos, it was like I had a mental breakdown when I was 19. I was hospitalized 6 times. I was hospitalized 6 times when I was 19 and 20 years old. I actually spent my 20th birthday inside a mental hospital. And if when something like that happens to you so early in life, you've completely reached an impasse. So it's just kind of been either escaping from my mental illness or fixing it has been kind of the entire story of my adult life. So hell yes, wicked stories. This is insane. Okay, you guys. Oh my god. Geez, 4 months. That sounds horrible. Tell us more stories. Story time. Oh god. So I'll tell you about the time I did heroin. I did it more than once, but both times were accidentally. So I'll just tell you about the second time. So me and oh my god, I just cracked this. Okay, sorry, let me put this in a safe spot because I'm fidgeting with it. It's literally 30 years old and I cannot talk about it. Putting it away. So me and my former friend Jared were early on in our friendship, we realized that we had drug problems. And we decided to do something called a junkie pact, where we made a plan that the only drug that we were allowed to do was to smoke weed. And we couldn't drink and we couldn't do any other drugs. We were only allowed to smoke weed. But we wrote in a clause into our plan. We had it all mapped out, We wrote in a clause into our plan called the magic opium clause. We both wanted to do opium. We said, if anyone offers us opium, you can't ask for it. You can't seek it out. You can't look for it. You can't suggest it. You can't even bring it up. But if someone out of the blue, like magic, offers you opium, you are allowed to use it. That one time, that is the only exception to the only smoke weed plan, right? And so we were over at another friend's house, and it was just like we imagined it. He was like, I have some opium. Do you guys want to try it? And we were like, fuck yeah, bro. That's awesome. The junkie plant, it happened. Magic opium, right? And so he got out some tinfoil, and he had this little black sticky ball, right? I put it on the tinfoil, and he was like heating it up under the tinfoil. We got straws. We're like, right? And it was nice. It was really nice, right? And I didn't know how opium works, and I certainly didn't know how heroin worked. So I was telling that story to a friend of mine years later. I was like, oh yeah, I did opium. I did that. But the friend I was telling was actually a former heroin addict, and he was like, Lindy, that was black tar heroin. Which made sense because the guy who gave it to us was later found out to be a heroin addict. Long story, he stole from a friend of mine and then tried to pin it on me. Because he was a heroin addict, right? But I didn't connect the dots at that point. But then when my friend told me, like, yeah, Lindy, that was like black tar heroin, I was like, I see. Yeah. And so basically this guy had tried to, because then he tried to sell it to us. He tried to sell it to us afterwards, Vernon. That's why. He said, I have some more if you want to buy it. And we were like, oh no, we can't buy it. That's part of the junkie pact. It can only be offered to us. So he gave it to us for free and lied about what it was to get us to try it, and then sell it to us. He was trying to get us hooked so he could be our dealer, basically. Nice friend, right? Somebody I'd known in high school. Mm-hmm. Oopsie daisied your way into smoking heroin. Yeah, no, it's the same for crack, actually. It was the same for crack. I was like fucking this weird foot fetishist that I met on a party line in the mid aughts, and ain't that the way? I know it, man. You're telling me. I was fucking this weird, like he was like 36, I was 19, something like that. I'm fresh out of the mental hospital, and I met him on an actual phone party line, if you can believe the technology back in the day. And it turned out he lived just a few blocks away from me, and I had an inheritance at the time. And so I was living in a nice part of town. So I figured, oh, he's living on Newberry Street in Boston. I'm like, okay. Um, and so I went to go see him, and he was like, because he had told me he had Coke. And so I was like, okay, I guess I'll come see you. I walked over there. I had this long sleeve sweater on, and I had, what can I use to simulate this? Oh, yeah. I had a knife in my sleeve, like this, right? So I was walking, so if I needed to, I could just like, real fast, you know? And so I got over there, and like we're doing weird feet stuff, and he's like giving me lines and stuff, and then then he's like cooking his cocaine, right? It was like there was a spoon, and there was like baking soda, and he was heating it up and stuff, and it made it so it was like a rock, right? And he was like smoking it out of a pipe, right? And a homemade water bottle pipe, right? And I was still very young and naive at the time. And at college, I had seen people sprinkling Coke on top of their weed. And so I thought that's what he was. I was like, oh, yeah, people smoke cocaine. I've seen people smoke cocaine off their weed before. And so I thought that he was just like doing this weird shit and smoking cocaine, right? Which, I mean, what's the difference really? What's the difference really, you know? And he was giving me lines, but he was smoking it. And after I'd seen him a bunch of times, I was like, oh, okay, well, you should, can I try that? And he was like, are you sure? And I was like, yeah, sure. And like I don't know, there were a lot of weird nights with that guy. I remember one time I was like leaning over his couch, like looking out the window because he thought there were like police helicopters over there, like out in the sky. And I turned back and I was like, no, there's no helicopters. And he was like, I love the way that your feet looked when you were leaning over the couch like that. Right. So I'm smoking crack. I have no idea I'm smoking crack. And then like months later, I'd been seeing this guy on and off, and me and my friend were like, we need some Coke. And I was like, I'll just call this guy. I'll just send him a foot pick or whatever, and he'll come over and give me a little mountain of it, whatever. And so my plan worked. He came over, and so I'm sitting on my couch. I'm smoking a cigarette, and he's, sitting next to me, and he's like, you really shouldn't smoke cigarettes. They're not good for you. And then under his breath, he was like, as I take a big rip of crack. And it was at that moment, it was at that very moment that I knew that he was smoking crack and that I had been smoking crack. And I was like, oh, and then he started thinking he was having a heart attack. And he was like, I have to go right now. Like we didn't even do anything, right? And so he's like, I have to go. I'm like having a heart attack or something. And I was like, ah! And he was like, oh, I'm sorry. Did you want some? And he dumped out like a little mountain of cocaine on my glass coffee table. And then he left. And I would love to say that was the last time I saw him, but it was not. Yeah. It's definitely some of the more extreme stories I have from my drug days. Don't do any of that. Okay. Don't do any of that. Yeah, I kind of don't know where to go from there. I'm gonna go grab a LaCroix. I'll be right back. Drugs are scary, man. I've always been afraid to use drugs or even drink. I fear getting drunk for some reason. My brother was the drug user and drinker. Yeah, I don't. The idea of getting drunk doesn't sound great to me anymore. I really don't like the idea of being out of control or like doing and saying things that I wouldn't do in a sober state of mind. No, I don't like the idea of the physical sensations. I certainly don't like the idea of a hangover. Like quitting drinking was worth it just to never have another hangover. Most definitely. Is that mango? No. It is lime. I thought it was the key lime, which is why I got it, but no. Key lime tastes like Skittles. The lime just tastes like lime LaCroix. Gotta check over on my Facebook. I feel like my sister is trying to get out of going to Christmas because the weather. I'm gonna be there no matter what. It's not supposed to snow on Friday. It's just supposed to be -35, so I'm gonna need her to sack up and drive out there. Okay. W. Smith, not all the same, but when I was in middle school, my friend's dad in the army would buy us spice all the time. Just watch us smoke it all the time like a statue. That's a weird description. Watch us smoke it all the time like a statue. That's very eerie. I don't know what spice is actually. I don't know what spice is. What's spice? Vernon says, "Oh yeah, fuck hangovers. I'm constantly blown away by how productive I can be at 9 a.m. on a Sunday morning. Birds chirping, wonderful coffee. The world is beautiful." Yeah, yeah. Waking up sober, like when I think about waking up hungover, I would just be like curled in the smallest ball in my bed, wishing I was dead. Like just going over all the things I did and did not remember from the night before. You know, cold, hungry, um, anxious. I mean, embarrassed, ashamed. All of that is what I think of when I think of drinking now. Burn it. Yes, okay, yes, burn it. W. Smith. Oh, it's like K2? Fuck that. Jesus Christ. K2. As a low quality drug. Jesus Christ. E Primify. What's it like to be on drugs? What's it like to be high on M, C, and H? It's all different things. I mean, it's all different. It's hard to describe. So you've never done drugs. Like, have you ever been high? See, Vernon, the body sickness wasn't half as bad as the anxiety. Yeah, definitely. Eat Prime 5 listening while I make memes. Shame, guilt. Yes, Vernon. Hangovers are a nightmare, never worth it. Absolutely not, especially as you get older. Oh my god. Eat Prime 5. I've been kind of high. I did try marijuana once. Eat Prime 5, were you? Sorry, I'm just scrolling back in this conversation. You were the one who was telling me to do mushrooms or acid. So you were only kind of high on weed once, and you're just out here telling people to do mushrooms and acid. See, that shit is reckless. I'm not trying to pick on you, but like people do tout um psychedelics as like this, like, as like mind expanding, or like also as a treatment for mental illness. But like psychedelics have only ever exacerbated my mental illness. Um, doesn't mean I do it myself. I can't smoke weed. It makes me feel like I'm getting dragged to hell. Absolutely. My experience as well. It's like the first 25 minutes of being high, I am wishing I was dead. I am so anxious. I feel like my life is over. I feel like everything is wrong. I feel just the paranoia is just off the charts for me. It's one thing to smoke weed when you're drunk, but it's another thing to just smoke weed. Fuck that. I don't even know how people do it. Do people even enjoy getting high? I near the end I didn't. I didn't enjoy getting high for like 10 years, and I kept on doing it. I honestly don't even know what the appeal was, except that it uh, separated me from my own body, and I got problems with experiencing myself as a physical being. And I felt that way sometimes about alcohol too. Like when I would encounter something that was difficult in my life, I'd get drunk about it. And in a way, having a hangover the next day, I knew how to fix that. I knew, me and hangovers, we were like this. Like I knew how to nurse myself. I knew how to hide from the world. I knew how to feel awful. And doing that was simpler to me than trying to deal with a thing that I was actually upset about. And so in a way, like making myself sick from weed or from alcohol was a way of avoiding my problems in life, because the time I spend nursing myself back to health, well, that's all I can focus on. I can't think about this other issue right now. I've got to work on not throwing up right now. You know what I'm saying? Taylor, I hate weed. Makes me feel like I'm actually losing my mind. Yeah, really though. I used to actually set a timer. I would set like a timer for 1 minute, and I would lay on my bed and I would watch the timer count down for 1 minute, and I would say, okay, I made it another minute, and I just reset it, and I would watch it count down another minute, and then I just did that until I didn't feel like I was gonna die anymore when I was smoking weed. I actually would give myself panic attacks. Like my heart would be pounding so fast. Not cool. W. Smith, I get that. I used my bulimia to do the same. Oh, I'm really sorry that you had to deal with bulimia. Or if you are still dealing with it, I'm really sorry. But yeah, I could see how that would be a similar thing, where it's like you distract yourself, you use your own sickness as a way of avoiding other problems in your life. Because at least it's the devil you know. See? Burn it. Nah, it's not like that for me. Maybe it's the kind you're smoking. Yeah. And I'm like, bruh, you don't get it. We must be fundamentally different. Oh, I know. It's like, oh, have you tried smoking an indica? Like, kiss my ass. I have tried smoking every kind of, like, if it's not that way for you, I feel like your tolerance must be so high that you're like just not getting high anymore. You know what I'm saying? Petty little liar. I got so high once, I thought the moon was chasing me. Classic. Yep, I could see that. Um, I got so high one time that I thought that one of my arms was bigger than the other. And I was so scared that I woke my roommate up. I was like, look! He was like, are you fucking kidding me? I was dead asleep. W says, I'm recovery. No, binge purge for over a year. Hey, fuck yeah. Congratulations. That is a serious achievement. I'm really happy for you. Taylor. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. My family's trying to go get out of Christmas. I will take a fucking dog sled. I will take a dog sled to my aunt's house. Taylor said, last time I got high, I was catatonic and watching old Madonna music videos. That's not the worst thing you could watch, honestly. I really like, oh, what's that fucking song called? The one where she's a dominatrix. I like that video. Lindy, I wish I could send you a video. Well, you can't. Yeah, okay, guys. Well, I've been on here for over an hour now. I think I'm going to get off. Thank you for distracting me. I feel a lot better after having talked to a bunch of people. And, you know, I would like to do more live streams. Honestly, I need I need a higher hours watched thing before my channel can get monetized. I would really love to get my channel monetized, but it's been something I've been trying to do for years and I've never been able to do it. But live streams are a good way to do that. So yeah, I'm gonna leave. Well, thank you guys for being here. I really appreciate it. Bye, everybody, and stay tuned for my video tomorrow. It's gonna be pretty dark. All right. Bye. Bye.